Good morning and good afternoon, kids. This is teacher Gigi. How are you doing? All right, so for today, we're going to learn science. Before we start, can you please get your workbook and open it on page 11? All right, so before we start our lesson, let's have a small review of what we have learned last week. So last week, we have talked about non-flowering plants, right? Again, last week we have talked about non-flowering plants. Can you give me the three types of non-flowering plants? Very good. We have mosses, ferns, and conifers. When we say mosses and ferns, what do they have for reproduction? Very good. They have spores. But how about conifers? What do they have for reproduction? Very good. They have cones. Good job. So for today, we're going to learn the parts of flowering plants and their function. So again, we have two types of plants, the non-flowering plant and the flowering plants. So let's start. So number one is the roots. Okay, again, part number one is the roots. So what is the function of the roots? So the main function of the roots is to absorb water and nutrients. Again, the main function of the roots is to absorb water and nutrients. So when we water our plants, the roots is the one responsible for absorbing the water. Very good. So where can we find the roots? We can find the roots at the bottom of the plant. Very good. Number two. So roots has two types. Again, roots has two types. So number one, we have a tap root system. Again, tap root system. So when we say taproot system, these are plants that has large and thick main roots. Again, when we say taproot system, these have large and thick main roots. So what are the examples of plants that has taproot system? So we have here carrots and beetroot. So when we say taproot, look at this picture. It has a large and thick main roots and has smaller roots on the side. So next time you go to your kitchen, can you please check any carrots that you have at home? So in a carrot, you can see that there are tiny little roots on the side of your carrot. So that is called as the taproot system. Very good. Next, number two, we have fibrous root system. So what is a fibrous root system? So fibrous root system has no main roots, but they have thin and branching roots. So unlike taproot, they have large and thick main roots, right? In fibrous root, they don't have main root that is very thick and large. They only have thin and branching roots. So just like this one, they don't have main root, but they have many thin and branching roots. So a plant that has fibrous root system is a grass. Okay, next part number two. So we have stem. Number two, we have stem. So what is the main function of a stem? Very good. The main function of a stem is to transport water, minerals, and food to other parts of the plant. Again, the main function of a stem is to transport water, minerals, and food to other parts of the plant. Again, it's like a delivery guy, right? When we say a delivery guy, it sends you or it brings you anything that you need. So the plant needs the water, the mineral, and the food, right? So the stem is the one responsible of sending water, mineral, and food to other parts of the plant. Okay, very good. Again, number one, we have roots. Roots do what? They do what? Very good. They they absorb what? Absorb water and nutrients. Very good. How about the stem? What is their function? The stem transport water, minerals, and food to other parts of the plant. Very good. And the last one, number three, we have leaves. Again, everybody, can you say leaves? Very good. So what are the functions of the leaves? Has two functions. So they capture sunlight and make food for the plant. Okay. So the function of the leaves is to capture the sunlight and to make food for the plants. Okay, very good. Again, the plant needs what? Very good. They need the sunlight from the sun to make their own food. So when the leaves capture the sunlight, they start to make their own food. Alright, very good. So let's have a review. Again, the root function is to absorb water and nutrients. So what are the two types of roots? Number one is taproot system. When we say taproot system, it has large and thick main root. But when we say fibrous root system, it has no main root. Very good. Number two, stem. So what is the function of the stem? The main function of the stem is to transport water, minerals, and food. Very good. And the last one, we have leaves. The function of the leaves is to capture sunlight and make food. Alright, very good. So now let's try to answer your workbook. Okay, can you please open your workbook on page 13? Okay, we'll try to answer. So the diagram show four types of plant. Plant W, plant X, plant Y, and plant Z. So letter A, what are flowering plants? Okay, what are flowering plants? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So flowering plants are plants that has flowers. Alright, very good. So you're going to write your answer on the blank. Okay, let's try to answer number or letter B. So which of the plants above can be grouped as flowering plants? Which of the plants above can be grouped as flowering plants? So in plants W, X, Y, and Z, which plants do you group as flowering plants? Plants that has flowers. What is your answer? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, very good. Plant X and plant Z. All right, very good. Okay, next let's try to answer number 6. Okay, so the diagram showed two types of root systems in plants. So name the two types of root system above. So what do you call this one? What system or what root system is this? Has large and thick main root. So what is this? Very good. It is the taproot system. Very good. Okay, just like the other one, you're just going to write your answer. Okay, very good. How about root Y? So what is the root system Y? Okay, answer it yourself. Very good. Next, how do we differentiate root X and root Y? How do we differentiate root X and root Y? What is your answer? Alright, very good. Root X has large and thick main root, while root Y has no main root. Very good. Okay. So letter C and D, try to answer it on your own. I hope you learned our lesson for today, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.